Welcome to Keeper of the Mountain. This morning we began a new chapter in the Keeper of the Mountain universe. What we're beginning is a book club. Well, not in the sense of we meet around coffee and donuts and drink books, but along with the mountain lifestyle comes this love of books. When you live in the mountains, quite often there's times where there's no work you can do at the moment. It's and you really need a little rest and relaxation. So what do you do up in the mountains? You're not necessarily going to get TV. You're not necessarily going to get internet. So you're going to sit down by the fire and read a book. But what do you read? I mean, there are so many books out there. And what are your children going to read? I mean, that's even more important, what your children read. And it doesn't matter if you're a mountain man or a mountain woman. Your mountain children are important to you. And so what Keeper of the Mountain's doing here is we're putting together a list of family-friendly books. And the first book that's going to make this list is by an author named Rich Samuels. Now, Rich Samuels has been an author for a long time, or a writer at least. He started in the 4th grade. He wrote a little 2-page story, and ever since then he's considered himself to be a writer. And he's really developed that over the years. However, he's never really published anything until now. Back in 2005, Rich Samuels wrote a screenplay called My Life at the Bottom of the Food Chain. Well, this little screenplay was nice. It won some awards. It was decent little film, or not a film, but a decent little play. But he really didn't want to spend the life of a starving artist and drive around the country and living out of the back of his car trying to promote this little screenplay of his. So he just kind of put it on the shelf and thought about it. And here a couple years ago, he picked it up again and decided, you know what? I'm making me a book. I'm going to read you a little something from his little autobiography on his webpage. He wrote, "As much as I enjoyed writing, the idea of spending years working on a project and then years more shopping it around, hoping that a publisher or producer might find value, simply held no appeal. I had no interest in being a starving artist. But now things have changed. If I want to bring my work to an audience, I can. There are no excuses. Self-publishing has made it possible to reach readers through an international network of online retailers. I am my own gatekeeper." Well, really, that statement, "I am my own gatekeeper," really has defined this author, Rich Samuels. It has also defined the entire YouTube community. I mean, look at how many people have become their own gatekeepers and making their own films. The target audience of this book is preteens, right around, from when they learn to read right up until they're about 14, right in that neighborhood. I think on his website it's listed to 8 to 13, something like that. But I found value in it as an adult as well. This book, let me read to you the back of the book. Now, the book hasn't come out yet, so I just have computer printouts of what things say. This is just the back of the book. "I am not scared. I'm just careful. 13-year-old Alexander thinks he's the prey in a sea of predators, a place also known as middle school. He's sure that bullies are lurking around every corner. He's certain that wedgies, swirlies, and pantsings are just waiting to happen. He's even created a smartphone app to help him in this epic battle. He knows just when to pass through the school gate in the morning, 7:54 a.m. How to move through the hallways fast, and even how to eat no condiments. When Melvin, a boy in his social studies class, says he wants to talk to him after school, talk to him. Alexander is sure that talk doesn't mean talk. He's convinced that an evil bully plot is unfolding, and it's up to him to stop it. Alexander's friends think he's crazy, and the bullies pretend to be innocent, but Alexander isn't fooled. It's time to take action and stand up for what is right. But what if he's wrong? Well, that's what he wrote on the back cover, and that is just a little taste. There's also a little bit of Indian culture in there, which is really kind of interesting. There's a lot of different people, a lot of different things, and it's a very modern, up-to-date story. But it's also, you don't have to worry about gratuitous violence. You don't have to worry about any kind of immorality or sex or anything like that. Nothing like that's in there. It's boys being boys and girls being girls in middle school. It's a completely innocent and wonderful, fun little book, and I would highly recommend it. I haven't quite figured out a numbering system yet for videos, but if I had a 5-star thing, I'd probably give this one a 4.75, because even as an adult, when you read this book, you're transferred back in time to when you were in middle school, and you remember all the little things that went on, and what the teachers call the vulture culture, when all these boys and girls are all in different stages of growing up and maturing, and you've got some that are still firmly ensconced in G.I. Joe dolls, and others that are ready to, or think they're ready to take on the world, and everything in between. Is just a wonderful and exciting time in life, and sometimes traumatic, usually brought on by the imaginations of oneself. So you can get this book now on ebooks. It's available in ebooks, so go ahead and go there. I'll put some websites in the comments here to go to. You can go to his Facebook page, Rich Samuels. He has a Facebook page for the book. Soon this book will be out in paperback. You'll be able to buy it, hard copy, take it with you up in the mountains and sit under a tree or in the shade, or even sit in the sun and read it. And you can read it to your kids. You can have your kids read it to themselves. Like any book, though, that I recommend for young people, I recommend the parents read it first, because you are the ultimate decider on what your children read and what they don't read. So if you read the book and you know what's in it, you will know whether or not your kids should read it. I hope this helped. And if you are an author and you are going to be self-publishing, contact me, email me, message me. I'm on Facebook under Zach Ward. That's ZACWARD. I have a Facebook account. You can also message me here through Keeper of the Mountain, and I will read your book. And if it fits the profile of a family-friendly book, I will do a review of your book online, and you will be able to use that video to promote your book. Thank you, and we'll see you later from Keeper of the Mountain.